Well, good morning, everyone. Here's the makeup video for yesterday, and I wanted to get that done all day and to get a chance. So this is for Friday, September the 14th, and it's covering Daniel 4, 5, and 6 yesterday. And there was a lot in yesterday, and it's clear and it's paramount to our understanding that God is sovereign and all authority on earth he's responsible for, and he raises it and he lowers it. He puts people in charge and he'll remove them. He puts them there for a reason, and if they don't meet that reason, he removes them and puts somebody else there. And they're not perfect people. Nebuchadnezzar was, as we've mentioned many times, he was probably the cruelest, vilest, most violent leader of all times, beyond anything that we can imagine. And his empire was huge, absolutely huge. And God made it clear to him that he did not have a kingship without God's approval. And we see the whole vision and then the whole thing of what happened to him, and how he ended up praising God and giving all the glory to God. But in the midst of that, we have Daniel. And again, Daniel, the lessons that we get from him. And it's, man, these are lessons for today. They are absolutely lessons for today. And here he is, in service to the king. It wasn't his choice. It was something that he was chosen for and groomed for and put in place there. But Daniel never lost his identity. He never lost his integrity. He served in the way that he is, and that was honored by the king and by God. And so we have Nebuchadnezzar having this vision, and it's not a good vision, and he doesn't understand it, and Daniel has to interpret it for him. And when Daniel realizes the meaning of this thing, he turns around and he says to this king, "My lord, if it was only about your enemies instead of you." And Daniel had affection for this king. The king was his assignment. That was his assignment. And you can't say that Nebuchadnezzar was a stand-up guy, and he killed thousands of people at a time, but Daniel was there to serve the king. And the things that Daniel had to witness, the things that he had to, we can only imagine. And Daniel interceded where he could intercede, but he also cared for the king. He really cared for the king. And this day and age where there's so many Christians who sit behind their computers and say vile, terrible things about leadership that God has put in. They have his stamp. And if he's not pleased with them, then he will remove them. And there are ways to voice your concern, or to voice your disagreement with authority without dishonoring that authority. We have means of being able to vocalize things, but it doesn't mean that we have to destroy people in the process. We're not allowed to. We're absolutely not allowed to. It goes against everything that Jesus taught us, and we have to recognize that although we're in control of our decisions in our lives, God is in charge of history. He's in charge of where we're going. He's sovereign, and he raises up leadership for bigger themes than what we could possibly understand. And there's so much more to this. And as we continue reading through Daniel, we'll see that. We'll see that there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that we are not privy to. And we pass judgments on things that we barely understand, or have no understanding in whatsoever. But it is absolutely clear here by the example that we see in Daniel that we are here to serve. We're here to speak encouragement into our leaders' lives. We're here to influence them for the kingdom. And where we can influence change, then we influence change. but it's not given to us to destroy. Never is given to us to destroy. So that's a really important lesson, and one that I've repeated many times, and I'm afraid one that falls probably on deaf ears in this day and age that we're in, because people just feel empowered to destroy. People feel empowered to tear down and hate and everything else. So anyway, something to take to heart, because we have authority all around us, and we're not always going to agree with that authority, but we can always honor that authority. So you be blessed, be encouraged, and be used by the Lord today.